Alright everyone, welcome back to the channel. We're just going to do a quick video today to talk about last night's action at the Fortitude Hall in Brisbane. We're going to talk Jake Wyllie winning and Skye Nicolson, her dominance over Urvashi Singh. Alright, let's start with the main attraction of the evening, and that was Jake Wyllie defeating Yusuf Dib for the IBF Australasian Super Lightweight title. Dominance from Jake Wyllie in the end. The scorecards were quite wide. Just for reference, they were 97, 94, 98, 92, 98, 92, all in favour of Jake Wyllie. I think that's fair. Probably wider than I had it. I probably had it close to that 97, 93, but I don't really have any qualms with it. For me, Jake Wyllie, his activity and pressure throughout the fight was so intense it won him the fight quite comfortably. Yusuf Dib early, probably up until round 4, round 5, wasn't doing much, sort of sat on the ropes, but when he did throw, they were almost all counters. And when the counters landed, they were big, heavy shots. Like, you could tell that they hurt Jake Wyllie. But I didn't see really any more land after round 5, and the activity from Yusuf Dib was so small, and Jake Wyllie just grew and grew and grew into that fight. More pressure, more activity. The body shots started to really take effect. He landed some big shots also to the head, and Yusuf Dib, he just ran out of steam. And it's surprising to say that because he didn't really throw much activity at the start to say he gassed himself out. Jake Wyllie, just an absolute machine, pushing through the whole fight. And like I said, I think those body shots were so heavy at the start that by the end of the fight, they took the legs out from Yusuf Dib. The counters weren't landing anymore. And Jake Wyllie sort of strolled in the end to a quite comfortable victory. I'd be just trying to remember the fight. I don't think I would have given Yusuf Dib a round after round 4 or round 5. I think it was all Jake Wyllie. Because those one-off shots that he was landing early stopped landing, and they were the only ones that you could sort of say, oh, well, he landed the bigger shot, but Jake Wyllie had more activity. Which one are you going to go for? Are you going to go for the activity early, or are you going to go for the bigger shots early? And that might have swayed a few of the rounds early, but those shots stopped landing towards the end. It was a competitive fight, though. 98-92 doesn't sound like a competitive fight. You never sort of thought at any point throughout the fight that Yusuf Dib was out of it, because of the shots that he was landing early. But by the ninth round, the eighth round, I was sort of thinking he's going to need to drop him at least to be in this contest. But up until that, it was an entertaining fight. Jake Wyllie, his activity is very good. He's got to be careful. He did get caught with quite a few early from Yusuf Dib, and they were all when he was walking in. And when you are a pressure fighter, you are going to get caught, but you've got to try and duck that head a bit lower and punch, covering yourself a little bit more than what he did. He can't let his head hang around there. He showed a good chin. He showed a good chin against George Kambosos, and he showed a good chin again here. Because 3 or 4 of those, you could see the neck snap back, the sweat flying everywhere, and you thought, well, he could be in trouble here, but he was able to stay on his feet. And even in the cases that sometimes he did get wobbled, it wasn't really a disaster. You didn't think, oh, he's going down here, or he's going to have to survive for a minute. They were all sort of, yeah, he got wobbled for a moment, but he was able to stay composed and continue fighting that round out and keep pushing Yusuf Dib forward, which was probably the most impressive thing. I know Yusuf Dib almost invited it, wanting to counter strike, but to keep doing that after you've been hit with a good counter shows his heart, and he is a bit of a machine. That kid, he is. The other fight was Skye Nicolson taking on Urvashi Singh. To be honest, not much of a fight. Very similar to when she took on Carla Gonzalez a few months ago. Skye Nicolson is so much higher than that level of opponent. No offense to Singh or Gonzalez, but we know how good Skye Nicolson is. She needs to be in and around title fights. If not, we're talking title eliminators. That is her level. What's next for her? For me, would be Ellie Scotney. I think that would be a very good fight. Tiara Brown, like I said in the preview, I believe she's she's going to compete at OTX 16, which is either September or October, and that'll be her first title defense. I'm not sure what contractual issues happened behind the scenes for that fight to not be immediately rematched. For me, I think Skye Nicholson's better off trying to get a fight with Ellie Scotney. I think it's a bigger money fight. I think it's a bigger name. If Skye Nicholson can win, it's definitely a bigger name. Skye's now not ranked number 2 in super bantamweight. You can try and chase a fight with Tiara Brown, but the fact that you didn't get an immediate rematch sounds to me as though there is something behind the scenes that's not going to allow it happening, and you might be just chasing a shadow at that point. She's not going to fight you. Don't waste your time. If you've got a title opportunity there in Ellie Scotney, I think it's a bigger name to beat. And that's your new weight. That's your new weight. You look good at that weight. She's able to really show her size at this weight. She can make that weight rehydrate, and the 2 opponents she's taken on so far, she's been much, much bigger than. In terms of the fight, how did it end? It was a round 2 stoppage. Uvashi Singh didn't offer much for the first round nor the second. She eats a blow almost to sort of the center of the stomach between the ribs, and she cowers over it, and then she walks over to the ring as though she's going to retire, but she didn't take a knee. It was very odd. She just sort of turned her back and walked off, almost similar to Deontay Wilder when he took on Zhang. You know, he turned around and then Zhang just came over the top and bang, landed one straight and ended the fight. That was almost what I would say exactly the same. Skye Nicholson obviously didn't do what Zhang did. She was almost confused. She was like, what's going on here? And then it clicked. She was like, wait, the fight's still going here. There's still a minute left. She hits her with one over the top and probably a left as well. Singh goes down basically out of corner, and that's the fight. The referee comes in. That's the fight. It was odd. It was a weird way to finish. Quite a good fight for Skye Nicholson. She looked good, but her opponent didn't really offer as much as if we gave her a high-level opponent. I think we see the best Skye Nicholson. Skye Nicholson at this level will run through him because she is that good. Anyway, that was the fight last night. No real news that's come out today, so if there is anything, I will let you all know. There was another DAZN card. I haven't watched it yet, so I'll get on that and talk about it probably tomorrow. I do know the result, but we'll get into it tomorrow. Like, subscribe, leave all your thoughts in the comments below, and I'm out of here, guys. See ya!